What is going on, everybody? We have White Dwarf Codex Imperial Assassins review for you. I had a game on Saturday. I used my Death Watch with a Knight Gallant and a Vinda Care Assassin. I hadn't played with my Death Watch in a while. I haven't played with the Knight Codex in quite a long time. And I wanted to test out the brand new Codex Assassins. So I deploy my Vinda Care on top of a little Tatooine looking hut. And my opponent is Nurgle Demons. And if you've played against Nurgle Demons, you know that they have a lot of little characters that buff up their Plague Bearers and actually make them quite strong. So the ultimate plan was the Vinda Care Assassin was going to at least kill one of them. It was going to be a good plan. And with the Stratagem in here, being able to double shoot at two different characters a turn for 1 CP, maybe he would kill 2. Alright, it's a good plan. Instead, the Vinda Care was the worst Vinda Care ever. Such a failure. He's standing on top of a building, and the Nurglings first turn made an 11-inch charge and killed him. 3 Nurgling bases charged my Vinda Care Assassin and killed him on turn 1 before he ever fired his rifle. So that was a sad, sad display. I got absolutely no information on how well the new stratagems work because he died before I even got a turn. And then I proceeded to pretty much whiff and do nothing all game long, and I didn't feel like playing another one. So no first-hand experience with the Vinda Care yet, but looking through that codex, they all look very, very strong. I think you're going to want to at least pick up that White Dwarf to know what you're going to face if you don't play Assassins, and I'd highly consider picking one up. If I had to vote for my absolute favorite, it is still the Khaled S Assassin. She is a beast. She ignores invuln saves. Her sword is AP 3, so she almost ignores all armor, and it's a 2 damage power sword basically. But best of all, if she's in your army for the first battle round, anytime your opponent uses a stratagem, you roll a dice on a 4+, it costs them an extra command point. So it's super powerful because all their 1 CP rerolls that they're going to do for armor saves and stuff, they just don't want to do it anymore because it might cost them 2 if you roll a 4+. Also, they have to spend it regardless. So say they have 3 command points left and they spend it on a 3 command point stratagem and you roll a 4+, it becomes a 4 command point stratagem. They don't get the stratagem and they still lose the 3 CP. Super powerful. I love that assassin in before the codex. Now with the codex, she can do it another battle round for 2 CP. So I spend 2 CP on battle round 2, the turn she'll come in, and this is for both your turn and your opponent's turn. It's going to cost them a ton of CP. Pretty much everybody plans on blowing all their CP in the first 2 turns because it's usually your most powerful combos, your rotate ion shields, your rerolls, your avoiding perils, your key spells. All of this is because the stratagems usually in command points. So she's basically on a 4+, draining them from your opponent. Very, very good. I think the Vinda Care, with his ability, max damage is 10 wounds to a character he can do. It's very unlikely it'll happen, but I think you could expect about D3 plus 1 or 2 mortal wounds a turn, assuming, the bullet lands and wounds and whatever. It ignores invulns, but it doesn't ignore armor, and it's AP 3, I believe. So the Calexis is about the same. He shoots psychers, he ignores psychic powers, and he's a -2 aura to psychic tests and deny the witch tests. Very good. You need 6s to hit him. Also good. He can tie up things almost forever because they just can't hit him. And the Eversor, still a beast. 8 He has 6 wounds. He has 1 more wound than the other assassins. He has a stratagem to double fight. He has a stratagem for a 4+ feel no pain. He has 6 attack space, more than the other guys. He's got a 3d6 charge like he had, rerolls all wounds with his claw, and 8 attacks on the charge. So he's perfect for killing little 5-man squads, or, just charging into something and kind of beating it up pretty good. And then when he dies, he blows up, which is always fun. With the new Primaris Scouts coming out, and their ability to deploy in no man's land, and other units like scout squads, nurglings, my arch enemy now. This guy, he's very good at killing those little squads, and he's only 85 points. In fact, they are all 85 points now. They're all basically the same stat line. The only differences I noticed was the Eversor has +1 wound and +1 attack, and the Calexis only has 4 attacks, while the other 2 have 5. So, pretty interesting. I think you're going to see them a lot. My absolute, favorite thing they did with this book, if you save 85 points in your army, so when you make a 2,000 point army, don't spend 85 points. At the start of the game, you can spend 1 command point and pick which assassin you want to use. Now, in a friendly game, doesn't really matter, but in a tournament, you might be playing 3 to 5 games, and your ability to pick which of those 4 assassins you want each game for 1 command point is pretty powerful. Yes, you still pay the 85 points, so just, you're going to take 1, so plan on that. But the, you could take an example, say you're Imperial Guard with maybe a knight or something like that, and then you take a detachment with like a Vinda Care, and then you also save 85 points. You could then decide, this game I want 2 Vinda Cares, or I also need the Khaled S because my opponent's going to use so many CPs, or it's a Psyker Smite spam army, I'm going to deploy a Calexis right out front. Boom, all the smites are ignored because you can't hurt him with psychic powers. So it's so much tactical, meat on the bone kind of thing. I personally probably not good enough to choose exactly the right assassin for the right job, and I would probably plan on taking the Khaled S. Almost always it's my favorite one. She is awesome. But coming soon, hopefully I'll get some games in, and I want to try the Vinda Care again, who will not roll 5 1s and 2s for his invuln save against nurglings. Nurglings. 3 bases. Killed him. That's how sad he was. So I would like to try him out and see if he can bring down characters. Another probably advanced strategy would be take the Vinda Care, fire, say, for 1 CP, you can double shoot. You have to pick different targets. So say you fire 1 into a librarian and 1 into a captain or something along those lines, 1 into the ancient, 1 into the captain, 1 into the zoanthrope, and 1 into the, the broodlord. Now, depending on how much damage you do to either target, say you get lucky and pull 4 or 5 wounds on a 6 wound model, or you don't get lucky and you only put 1. Now take a unit of the new Primaris Scouts, the Rangers from AdMech with their super awesome sniper rifles. Anybody with a sniper rifle, it could be Imperial Guard veterans or Ratlings. That'd be awesome. 20 Ratlings and a Stormlord, something like that. Now, let the Vinda Care decide which character you're going to target that round. Instead of just firing all your sniper rifles at a character and hoping for the best, because he's more reliable, let him target 2 characters, and whatever one he damages more or brings closer to death, then fire on that one with your snipers. And that should super boost your ability to actually pick off a character before it has a chance to heal or hide behind terrain. So that's a tactic I plan on using with my AdMech and the Vinda Care, or also the new Primaris. I will be picking up probably 4 Primaris halves of that new box set, which will give me 12 of those new snipers. And I'm hoping they are available for the Death Watch, but we'll see. It's going to be such a good deal. I'm just going to buy 2 boxes with 20% off because I got a frequent buyer card that I filled up at a local game store, so I get 20% off my whole purchase. So I'm going to buy 2 of those boxes, and I will trade my 2 Chaos halves for 2 more Primaris halves and end up with 4. And then hopefully that'll give me some character killing good times with the Vinda Care. Let me know what you think about Codex Assassins. I do not have a ton of experience with it yet. As I said, my Vinda Care died before he even fired his gun once. And I do have experience with the Khaled S, because that's the one I used the most. I took her with my AdMech to Adepticon last year. She charged Greyfax and killed her in 1 round of combat, so that was cool. And, it's just a pretty powerful ability. Being able to do it 2 battle rounds now is insane. I think you're going to see her a lot. She's like it's not as strong as, say, Vect or whatever the Gene Stealer cult equivalent is to cancel a stratagem, but her ability to drain command points for now 2 battle rounds, I think it's going to be pretty unlikely that your opponent will have many command points left after round 1 or 2, or they will have to change their strategy and not re-roll that save that they would have normally because they don't want to spend 2 command points. So let me know what you think. Codex Assassins, super fun. I love those guys and girls. They are a good time. Have you played with them this weekend? They just came out. Are you planning on playing with them? What's your list idea? And if you've ever ran all 4 of them, there's a little battalion for you. You get like a command point or something if you run all 4. That's like almost 400 points. I think I'd rather run 4, like 3 Vinda Cares and a Khaled S if I was going to run 4 or something, but it would be fun to try all 4. I think I own 2 of each, if not 3 of each. All old metal ones, none of the new plastic ones. So what are your thoughts on Codex Assassins? Please subscribe. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are giving away Nagash. We blew up the internet with our paintbrush line, Ghost Brush, Ghost miniature brushes. Super awesome. I'm working on fulfilling those orders. I'm working on commissions. I'm working on a Nurgle Blood Bowl team. I bought a Harlequin army. I bought an AdMech army to add into my AdMech army, so now I can run some even more varied army lists because it filled me out pretty good. So, and I'm going to be all in on those new Primaris Scout guys. So talk to you soon. See you in the comments.